We're gonna take this to the bedroom no matter what. What happened? Oh, replay. Can I get a replay? That was amazing.
Best one ever. We were no. Oh my god.
Got immediately backstabbed. We both got a point for that.
Yeah, we did.
Hey guys, welcome to Friday Night Fun. I'm Mr. Mabini and I am here with Ihasnotomato again.
How's it going?
Got him in the middle of a yawn.
Yeah. I started it as you started talking, and I'm like, please tell me this will stop before it comes to my turn. But it did.
Yeah.
Big one. Oh.
Alright.
7 o'clock at night, dude. This is bedtime.
I know. When you get older, you have to have earlier bedtimes.
Well, you do when you get really old. Well, yeah, kind of. Just go to bed whenever you feel like it. Which I'm already at, to be honest. I go to bed like 4:30 most nights. But that's just when I get my work done.
Alright. So,
Question.
yeah, back to the questions.
Question number 13.
Yes. Do you expect to keep growing at your current rate?
Well, okay.
And keeping in mind I wrote this questions 2 weeks ago, so...
Well, I don't think
when
I've grown
wrote
that
it-
much since then, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you've started to plateau a bit.
Yeah, no, I
You've-
definitely have. I've realized with YouTube, you have your plateaus, and you have your spikes, and that's YouTube for you. You know, you can plateau, you can go up steadily, and then you can just go upwards in an overnight. You know, there's another TF tuber who I like, who I've been following recently, just in the last couple of days. Doomsday.exe. His channel exploded over the course of like 2 days. He got like 2,000 subscribers or more. It's like 4,000 even. He got up to his 20,000 milestone and surpassed it. He's now it's like 22,000. Sorry, subscribers already. And he's just like, whoa, okay, I didn't expect that. And it's like, yeah, that's happened to my channel before, and hope that it'll happen again. It's simply a matter of posting the next video that.
The next big video, which who knows what it's going to be, which one it will be.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's the thing. That's just YouTube in general, and anything you will ever create is you cannot predict how well it will do. I have videos that I put my heart, my soul, my blood, sweat, and tears into, and it's gotten literally hundreds of views. And then there's been a video that I made to just post overnight, and it's gotten thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands. So I don't know, man. It's just how it is. You just gotta keep making shit and hope that one of them sticks. It's literally, in a sense, throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. In a way, except I don't like to think that my videos are that shit, but you know. But yeah, I definitely predict that I will. I don't know. I can see it happening again. You know. I don't know when. I don't know what it will be, but I don't think that I'm going to keep getting things at a steady rate. I think I just spike up and down and wait a bit up, wait a bit, you know. That's just, yeah. Pretty much where I think I'm at.
I was thinking, you talk about having the big booms, and plateauing and stuff like that, where a while back I was looking at the Ihasnotomato magazine and going, oh, the views have declined since the start. Well, actually, the most recent one has kind of brought the whole thing a bit of a comeback, which I was very happy with, and that was the one that's got the Cast the Psychopath review in it. And so I thought, yeah, this is good. I liked making that one. Yeah.
You literally have no idea what it will be.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. There's not much else to it. It's not a science to it necessarily. I mean, okay, there's a little bit of, I think my viewers will like this more, you know? Like, for instance, I had a feeling that the TF2 isn't dead video, I had a feeling that would gain more attention than my regular stuff. I didn't know how well it would do, but I had a feeling that it would be better. based on the fact that it's much more of a generalized topic that more people can get into, and it's more appealing to click on, I guess. Say for instance, comparatively to my Steam group reveal trailer, which only really caters towards a fairly niche audience. This is exclusively pretty much my subscribers, and then further than that, people who are interested enough in me to also want to join my Steam group, and that's just it. So as a result, it doesn't have a very wide range, and as a result, I could predict that it wasn't going to get that many views because it's not very appealing for many people, and I get that.
One thing that I've theorized about is that if you get your regular content and then you've got your occasional or maybe something that's brand new, like the last couple of videos that are not Friday Night Fun that I've done on my channel and that also aren't Minecraft Seed Scrubbers, those videos have done well. They're like the Supercast Predictions video, they got 8 views, and then in April I did the How I Met Good Game story, and that did well.
That was good. I like that video.
Yeah.
That was so left wing. I didn't expect that video. It was good. Yeah, like you just don't know. I can easily go out and name some videos that I put my everything into, and no one has seen them basically. And then I can name some videos which I was just hey, I'll just make this for fun, and it's one of my most popular videos. In fact, my most popular video ever is literally something that I made up on the fly, which is the G-Man theory. And the problem with that video is it's also pretty much just supposed to be a one-off whatever. Yeah, everyone loved it, so it's well, my channel isn't really represented well with this video, but oh well. Anyway, next question. Come on, let's. We've lingered too long on this one.
Yeah, how is Edited going?
Edited, okay. I presume you wrote this question after I wrote the post.
And you did your post about changing stuff?
Well, I mean, to be honest, it hasn't evolved anywhere since then. Right now, my focus is CAS, 100% when it comes to comics. And the thing about Edited, I mean, I just to quickly catch people up, Edited is my first comic that I was writing since high school. I worked on it for 4 or 5 years, and I have recently decided to essentially scrap just about all of it and restart at zero. The reason for that being that I was essentially writing a story with 2 people, one of which was an inexperienced, ambitious teenager, and someone who actually has some writing experience, who knows what he's doing. And I found out that it's a lot of the base building blocks for the story was created by this inexperienced teenager, and it's gotten exceedingly difficult to work with. And it's always been something in the background that I've considered to be quite the challenging. It seems difficult to be able to go. I don't know, to want to get back into it, because some of it's just horrific.
It's just hard work.
It's unnecessary work.
Yeah.
I've written myself into so many corners. I've introduced too many characters. Certain major plot details just don't work or make sense. Characters aren't fleshed out very well. There's a lot of things. So what I decided to do was I thought, in order so I don't have this huge lingering beast over my head, I'm going to just scrap it all. I'm just going to go back and start from zero. And as a result, it's made everything much more freer. So I haven't thought too much, the grand scheme of things, about Edited. The key characters are probably going to stay the same. The key ideas are, but I'm definitely going to swap some things around. The most I can say, I really can't say anything about it, to be honest. And that's not me being secretive, more just I haven't decided anything. And I like that. Yeah.
Well,
like I said, right now, 100% of my focus has been CAS, really.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough.
And I don't
it's
need
your
to think
current
about
thing,
Edited.
and it's you're right into it now.
Yeah. I can tell you some ideas that I've got for the new Edited. Just along the lines of Edited, when I was creating it, it got so large and bloated that I actually split it up into 5 stories, which I think I mentioned before. There was the main story, Edited, then I wrote a sequel, and then there was a prequel, and then there was sort of like a sequel and a prequel. They're supposed to be short stories. And because I wrote them so far down in the development, I made some characters for them that I actually really, really like, and I think are quite decently well written, have interesting character arcs. So my idea is that when I write Edited finally, I will possibly just have those characters that I have actually developed in the story itself, and also cut out the ones which I don't think are very good, etc. Yeah, but Edited right now, there's really nothing to say, and that's how it is. There's nothing, and it's nice. It's humble. Other thing I was thinking of is that I might change up the art style. That's all I've done.
Yeah. There was a thing that I think that Edited and Hail Cain are pretty much in the same sort of boat. They were things that were made years ago, and have been developed over such a long period that it's difficult to work out what to fix and things like that. Or at least for me it is. You understand it a bit better, but it's still, you got to think about what have I created and what do I have to do.
Your major problem is you've created a character that you believe doesn't have enough of a personality.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, how can you change that? And I was in a similar situation, I feel like my entire story was just not fleshed out enough. I mean, or it was fleshed out too much in certain areas. It was just like Edited. Like, I don't regret it or anything like that. It was really, really fun, but that was also sort of its downfall, where all I did was work on the fun things, as opposed to kind of getting grimy with it and doing the things that needed to be done. If that makes sense. Where it's just like, I want to make a new character, so I will, rather than I should probably figure out all the bare details of the story. So when I wrote Cass, it was a very, very different approach. Not to say I don't have fun with Cass, of course, but I am actually considering the story and the characters and fleshing everything that I have out. I've tried to. What I've done with Cass is I've restricted my characters to a very specific group, so they will all pretty much be all that I have, and I'll be able to develop them in and around the story. But we're not talking about Cass. Yeah.
Alright. You watch TF2 videos regularly. What impact do you think this has on your passion?
What do you mean passion?
Well, so, for example, do you get, okay, hang on, whatever it is.
Inspired?
Well, you feed your passion by either creating stuff or by watching someone else's creation.
Okay. Yeah.
Does it fuel or inhibit the passion?
It fuels it, and the reason why it does that is because of just to go back on what you said before. I don't say I would watch TF2 content regularly, right? Because the way I work with my projects is I try and work with whatever I'm sort of into at the time, so I can get the most out of it. So if I'm into Cass, I'll work on Cass. If I'm into TF2, I'll work on TF2. And I do this a lot, which is I stockpile a lot of videos. I use the Watch Later tab on YouTube. So if there's drawing videos that of people I've subscribed to, animation or whatever, I'll put it on my Watch Later until I'm ready to do some drawing and animation. Same with TF2. TF2 creators that I like making videos, I will kind of leave them until I'm in a TF2 mood, and then I'll watch them, and it helps me get into the mood and inspire me and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I will admit, sometimes I do watch videos to sort of compare them to my own, and there is a very, very wide range of different TF2 videos out there, so it's interesting to see. But yeah, I'd say for the most part it encourages me more.
Alright. You have mentioned how noisy your house is. What measures are you taking to prevent a negative effect on your work? This is definitely an old question.
I mean, whatever I can do. It's essentially, I just try and plan. I go in and ask the people in my house when they're going to be in the house and around, and when I know that they're not going to be here, I try and schedule all of my voice recording stuff in that segment of time when they're not here. It's pretty much exclusively voice recording. I can do everything else with them in the house, although I'd rather they weren't there, of course. It's just the voice recording that is really inhibiting. So what I do is I'll write a bunch of scripts and stuff like that that I need done, wait until I get a day where they're not here, and I have the house to myself, and then I do all of it at once. However, if sometimes it gets a bit too much, there has been a case fairly recently even, where I just straight up asked my dad, hey, what is the day that you're not going to be at your house, so I can go over there and record? So, yeah, I just I work around it how I can. It's easily my number one little problem I have, my little complaint when it comes to, I don't know, the creating process. Number one thing that I'd like to fix. I don't know. It would just be nice to have my own little house.
Yeah.
Little place where I just can record and work on videos at any time. But my problem is just because I try and keep my videos on a schedule. It might not look like it, but I actually do. And I want to get things out consistently. And when, an outside force, such as, the other people in my house are preventing that, it's very frustrating because I just can't do anything, It's just like I want to be able to do stuff, but I can't. It's just, I don't know. And for those of you wondering, oops, sorry, I bumped my microphone. For those of you wondering if, why don't you just do it anyway? Let me try and explain that my house is not built for 3 people. It's built for 2. And we have 3 people living here and 2 dogs, and very often a 4th person comes in. And the house is very small, and the walls are paper thin. And my recording often involves me yelling really loudly at the microphone. And that's difficult to do peacefully when you know someone is very listening in, and you might be disturbing them or they might be disturbing you. And on top of everything else, I find it actually quite difficult to speak loudly, just out of, I don't know, anxiety or something when people are in the house. I have a lot of problems with it, but I don't know. There you go. That's my answer.
Alright. What movies have you seen lately?
I've recently seen, I've been to see Isle of Dogs. I've seen Infinity War, and recently I saw with my dad, I watched Dunkirk. Those are my 3 most recent. Do you want me to elaborate on them, or was that all you wanted to know?
Yeah, you can elaborate on.
Well, I really, really liked Isle of Dogs. It was extremely well made. I really do like Wes Anderson's style of filmmaking quite a lot. And Isle of Dogs was just a treat. It's just a real nice animation treat. It's interesting how he can adapt his unique, filmmaking techniques into stop motion animation, which was really, really neat. Infinity War was a Marvel film.
Yep.
I didn't plan on seeing it at all because I'm a little bit superhero movied out. I have most of the last 3 Marvel movies, which is Spider-Man: Homecoming, Thor: Ragnarok, and Black Panther, which of course are the best films yet, each one at a time, and the same with Infinity War. Which I can't help but just be a little bit skeptical, because every single time a new Marvel movie comes out, it's the new best Marvel movie. And I just go, alright. But I didn't plan on watching Infinity War, but a friend asked me to go see it, so... I actually ended up seeing it on opening night as well, which is funny. And it was a Marvel film. And I say that which is that if you are a Marvel fan, there is a lot there for you. You will love it. If you are like me, you will think, alright. Where I've seen most Marvel films, but I just don't much care for them. I'm just like, alright, cool. And if you are not a Marvel fan and have seen none of the movies, then this is not the film for you. You will hate it. And that's Infinity War for you. I don't know. me and my friend were probably the only ones complaining about the film as we walked out of it. Everyone else was tearing up and emotional. Apparently, it was like American cinemas are apparently really, really active in that a lot of people react to things on screen a lot. There's like a whole audience experience where people will scream and yell and cry and boo and cheer. And I'm just like, wow, I'm so glad I don't live in America. That sounds awful. And apparently that's what like Infinity War is as a whole. But here in Australia, we're all peaceful and respectful for the most part in theaters, and we just sit there and watch the film and enjoy it in quiet, let it do its thing. And then I watched Dunkirk, and my dad's place had been meaning to watch that for a while. Well made, a lot of Oscars, as you might imagine. It's a war movie, but it's interesting. It's well done. It's surprisingly engaging. I don't know. Retroactively looking on it, it's not leaving as big of an impression on me as I might have thought it would have. But it was nice. Well, I say nice. It was intense and it was a war movie, but it was good at the time. I enjoyed it a lot, and I definitely was like, after I finished watching, I was like, yeah, I can see why Oscars for like sound design and stuff like that. It does a lot with sound, and it's really, really good. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. I don't know how to answer how to respond to any of those because I don't watch movies.
But you're the one who asked the question.
Yeah, well, I thought.
I don't watch movies, so I'm gonna ask Liam about movies.
Well, I thought because yeah.
I mean, look, I watch movies all the time. I want to describe myself as a film buff. I don't know if like that's super accurate or not, but I definitely watch more movies than the average person, and I try and keep updated on all, the most film-related things. So, yeah.
All right. What do you think of Fortnite?
Good question. I've only played it like a handful of times, like probably half an hour total, maybe an hour. We have a friend who's super into it. I haven't played with him too much recently. I like it better than PUBG. I'll put that out there right now. I like it better than PUBG for various reasons. Primarily the fact that it's faster and I like the graphics and the art style better because you can actually see what the fuck is going on. But I'm gonna admit, I just don't find much of an interest in battle royale games. They just do not tickle my fancy for some reason. I don't know why. They're just not my thing. I'm kind of bad at them. That might be a reason, but I don't know, man. It just does not scratch that itch that I think it does for so many people. For me, I respect it in the sense that like I don't hate the game, but I just don't much care for it either. I find it at the very least, the most I can say is I find it a little bit annoying. Fortnite seems to be at the forefront of everything, so it's just like Fortnite isn't everything, but I don't know. Yeah, that's all I got to say about it.
Alright. What do you think of YouTube's treatment of Logan Paul after the suicide forest?
Didn't they demonetize him?
Yeah, I think they did.
I think what happened was, after the suicide forest, they took away he was no longer partnered with Google or something along those lines.
He was part of some kind of benefit program for YouTube.
Yeah, which I didn't even know existed, to be honest. So I didn't know what the downside.
Only those in the know.
But then after when he came back, he just continued being a complete asshole, and then that's when YouTube demonetized him. I don't know what his current situation is because he hasn't been in the news very much lately, or at least not that I've been aware of. I approve. I don't think that Logan Paul is a very good person. It's much the same with Jake Paul. He comes across. He strikes me as the kind of person that got too rich and famous too fast. I think he's too young for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's gone to his head. I think he's got a massive ego. I think that he doesn't realize his audience, his fan base, and like what his actions do and enable. And I think that because he's got so many subscribers, he is somewhat of a face of YouTube, and therefore his actions affect all of us. But what I just said there could be repeated by literally anyone.
Mm.
So, my opinions on him is pretty much the same as the majority, to be honest. But your question was, what do I think about YouTube demonetizing? Yeah, good. Fucking good.
Yeah.
He probably gets more than enough out of. He lives in a fucking huge ass mansion, basically. I don't give a I don't think he's struggling for money. I don't
Well, he might be
care.
struggling now.
He's got merchandise. He's got billions of fans. If he set up a Patreon, it'd be making 100,000 million a month.
Mm.
So I really hope he doesn't do. If he did that, I'd actually try and find him and drop kick him or something.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Whatever, he got what was coming to him, and I don't know if that's enough. Every now and then, I've or at least around the time. But I did occasionally check his videos just to give a gauge of his personality and stuff like that. And has he really changed? And the answer is no. So I think he needs something. If this is the slap to the face that he needs to fucking make him realize that he needs to actually literally change his ways, rather than just put a half-assed apology and pretend to be different and then just go back to his normal ways. It's an abusive relationship, is what it is. And I think about it. But hell, says he'll change his ways, but then in a couple of weeks he's back to the way he was. A couple of weeks, couple of days. Ugh.
Alright.
That's what happens. That's just true.
Have you been affected by the recommendation bot?
What do you mean?
A lot of people, big YouTubers, were complaining about how, I'm not getting as many views as I used to, or something like that. And they're saying, it's the bots, they're taking away all my views.
I don't know the full story behind that. This is what I've heard, is your subscriptions aren't appearing in your recommendations. Or something like that. And as a result, a lot of people are missing videos. But I've been told that that the actual subscription tab is fine, of which I use all the time. I don't know if this is the full detail or not. Personally, I haven't felt the full front of it as much. But the thing is with my videos, is I release so sporadically, and there's so many different kinds of videos that the views I get, again, I don't have a regular number really to base off of. I don't pull in a regular amount of views for me to be able to gauge whether or not I'm losing some or gaining some, really. I can just say, that video did well, or that video didn't.
Yeah.
It's as much as I can say. I hope that my videos are showing up for people. It seems like, for the most part, people are getting them.
My
My
experience
fans
of that area of things is that if you watch a video by someone that you subscribe to, then the next video will surely pop up, because you've told YouTube, I like this.
Yeah, and I think the problem is that's not happening.
Well,
is what the problem is. So, but I don't really work like that when I watch YouTube, so I don't experience it as much. But for me, I actually look at the subscriptions tab every day and constantly, and make sure that I go through my entire list and look at the videos that I'm interested in and what people have uploaded. And even still, then it will come up in my recommendations if I've somehow missed a video. So, or most people that I respect and admire and follow, that I and videos that I want to watch, they'll post about it on Twitter. So I'm even more likely to see it. So I don't know. I think I'm personally fine, but I don't doubt that YouTube's being a bitch somehow another way.
Well, there was the recent whatchamacallit, the YouTube hosted an event for something like 133 YouTubers, and of basically across the subscriber spectrum, across the growth spectrum as well. Basically they got a nice varied handful of YouTubers, and they basically explained, this is what we want to do, this is what we're trying to do, and they just kind of had a roundtable discussion about how to tackle the future of YouTube. So,
well, that's good, I guess.
It was definitely a positive thing for
happening.
anyone who does YouTube, and anyone who's concerned about YouTubers.
The fact that they're actually, you know, all they want out of YouTube, the bare minimum, which is interaction with us, rather than making stupid executive decisions, which they consistently do. So as soon as they actually communicate with us in any way, I'm like, you're going in the right direction, YouTube. Personally, YouTube does not contact me in any way, shape, or form. They're not exactly spiteful or anything, but you know, that's just what just put that out there for anyone who knows or cares. Most of my YouTube news I get from like Philip DeFranco. I don't really watch him that much.
I get my news from Boogie2988.
Right.
Yeah.
Boogie as well. My three, I guess, quote unquote news people: Philip DeFranco, Boogie, and A3A3. And if the more severe the problem is, like the more of those guys will post it. So if all three of them post it, I'll likely know about it. If only one or two of them have, then it's less likely. But maybe if the video's got a enticing enough title, maybe I'll click on it. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh. Do you feel isolated not going to uni anymore?
Kinda. Yeah, I mean, like, I spent most of my as it is. To say that I feel isolated, I wouldn't say is exactly accurate. If anything, I just feel claustrophobic, trapped in. Because I think isolation implies that I haven't been really communicating with anyone, which isn't 100% true because, of course, I have people that I live with who I see consistently. And, you know, I do try and talk to people online and stuff like that when I can. I don't think isolated is the right word, but I do see what you mean. I do definitely feel like, I don't know, at the very least that I get a little bit trapped in my own mind / room and just need a little bit of air and a little bit of human communication from different people.
Because I feel like if you don't go anywhere on a regular basis, you start to change mentally and start thinking differently about things. Maybe get angry more and stuff like that.
That is true. Well, it depends on who you are. I do try and like give myself air. You know, every day I would say I go up to the shops at least once or twice. Which when I say go up to the shops, I mean I walk there, and then I go for night walks and stuff. I go to my dad's place every now and then to just relax. Sometimes have a bit of a siesta. Sometimes just to different pace, different surroundings, and then go for walks and stuff there, just to give myself new environments to walk around in and things like that, and just to exist. And that often helps a lot. Yeah, I try and take care of myself how I can. But if the implication is like, do I miss uni? Do I want to go back to uni? No.
God no.
No, I had friends at uni and stuff like that, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, I want to go back there every day. I've had enough of uni. I don't want to. I got my own things to work on. But we'll see. I can see it happening in the future of me being more wanting. I mean, I'm already okay. I'll be honest with you. I'm already a little bit at the point where like, I'm kind of wanting to meet new people at the very least.
Do new things, have a fresh experience.
Yeah. I do mention it in my latest podcast, which for anyone who doesn't know, podcast is exclusive from Patreons. So if you want to listen to that, you can. But I do sort of say that like I am having a bit of a moment in my life right now, wanting to experience more change in my life. I am changing up a lot of little things and then kind of moving into bigger things, which does include kind of trying to meet some new people, stuff like that. But yeah.
One thing that I want to do when I graduate is to not only get a job but also to join community groups and stuff like that. And then I'll have, rather than just people at uni that I talk to, there'll be another group. Yeah. And you just...
That's a good idea.
Starting fresh in some way.
Yeah.
Rather than another 5 years on YouTube.
Well, YouTube is a community as well. is the thing, right? And so what
Oh, I don't have a
TF2
community.
well, when I say community, I mean like there are people on YouTube, creators and stuff like that. And that's sort of a little part of my current goals is that I am trying to get to know, other TF2bers and stuff like that, and communicate with them and sort of through various methods and stuff. Anyway, next question.
Right, the last question.
Oh, already? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Are the montages your main TF2 content?
No.
It just seems that way. The people, the favourite thing seems to be the montage sort of stuff, like Big Gold Boy.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that I enjoy doing, but most of the time, whenever I make one or 2 days, and there results of me being like, I want to release a video while I'm working on this big one, so I'm just gonna make this. Yeah, people like it, and yeah, I'm happy to make them, but I wouldn't say that it's my main thing. I would say that my like weapon reviews and TF2 update history are my main thing, or whatever. Whenever I make a big video, that's what I would consider my main stuff. If other people have a different idea of what my main stuff is, then that's fine. I don't mind. But like, I don't know. That's the thing that I consider to be my bread and butter, personally.
It just seems hard to tell. It's not defined what your main thing is. So when people watch it, they go, oh, it's just another video.
My main thing is that I am a TF2 pyro main.
Yeah.
And then any other videos. And like, that's the thing. I agree that like people might probably just see it as like just another video, which is really interesting to me because, again, I was watching Uncle Dane's videos semi-recently, right? And he has a few videos which is almost literally just commentary and gameplay, right? And then, of course, he has a super edited and highly made videos. And then, like, when I was just binging them and watching a bunch of them, I didn't even realize until I was specifically looking out for, like, editing things and stuff like that, that I realized, that, oh, wait, this video is, like, less of a edited thing. So what's more likely is that most people just see it all as one big thing. They don't categorize videos like we do.
Yeah.
And so so I'd say most people would say if you ask like a regular person, what do you think Ihasnotomato's like main videos are? They'd just be like, pyro videos? Question mark?
Yeah.
When you and I, we have more of an eye for these things. Because we're editors and we can...
On my channel, it's a lot clearer. Like, the regular stuff is Friday Night Fun and Minecraft subscribers. They're defined series and they've got a format and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where I don't think your stuff has like a title next to it that's consistent across the spectrum of videos that you do.
It has one.
Apart from the review series.
It has TF2 in the title, and that's what people see.
Alright.
That's what I would say. Like I said, I see it differently. My review stuff is what I consider to be my main big thing. But that's not for everyone. I'm just trying to think like this is how the average person would see it. Is they just go, he makes TF2 videos. Sorry if you heard someone in the background, but
no, I didn't hear anyone.
that's that. But yeah, so there you go.
I ran out of questions now. That's the end of it.
Okay.
Series over.
Maybe you'll make more questions like you did last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it. This time we had so many questions that we had to split it into 2 parts over 4 weeks.
Well, over 2 videos.
I'm down, man. I'm always keen to answer more questions, provided that they're asked in a proper context. I'm referring. I make posts on the YouTube community tab, and the last 3 or 4, there's been this one guy who keeps saying like, "I like your videos. Can you answer this very specific question for me?" Each and every time, and I finally answered him like, "Look, dude, I'll answer your question, but this is really not the place to do it. I just feel like my community tab is not for question asking. It's just for me to give you updates. Go to my Discord. Go to my Discord if you want to ask me stuff. Oh, if you ping me, and you're like, hey, what do you think about this? I'll probably answer. That's just how I try and work. Alrighty.
Okay. Yep, that's the end of Fun and Our Fun for this time.
Forever.
And I'll probably come up with more questions.
Please do.
And I'll look at the podcast.
Yep.
Since you've mentioned a few times that some of these topics that I've asked about, you have already discussed a bit in the podcast.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So make sure to watch that.
Happens to coincide with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Right on.
I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.